Our half-thought thoughts divide in sifted wisps against the basic facts repatterned without pause. I can no more gather my mind up in my fist than the shadow of the smoke of this train upon the grass. This is the way that animals' lives pass. The train's rhythm never relents. The telephone posts go striding backwards like the legs of time to where, in a Georgian house, you turn at the carpet's edge, turning a sentence while, outside my window here, the smoke makes broken queries in the air. The train keeps moving and the rain holds off. I count the buttons on the seat. I hear a shell held hollow to the ear, the mere reiteration of integers, the bell that tolls and tolls, the monotony of fear. At times we are doctrinaire, at times we are frivolous, plastering over the cracks, a gesture making good, but the strength of us does not come out of us. It is we, I think, are the idols, and it is God has set us up as men who are painted wood, and the trains carry us about. But not consistently so, for during a tiny portion of our lives we are not in trains, the idol living for a moment, not muscle-bound, but walking freely through the slanting rain, its ankles wet, its grimace relaxed again. All over the world, people are toasting the king, red lozenges of light as each one lifts his glass. But I will not give you any idol or idea, creed or king. I give you the incidental things which pass outward through space exactly as each was. I give you the disproportion between labour spent and joy at random, the laughter of the Galway sea, juggling with spars and booms irresponsibly. I give you the toy liffey and the vast gulls. I give you fuchsia hedges and whitewashed walls. I give you the smell of Norman stone, the squelch of bog beneath your boots, the red bog grass, the vivid chequer of the Antrim hills, the trough of dark golden water for the cart horses, the brass belt of serene sun upon the loch. And I give you the faces, not the permanent masks, but the faces balanced in the toppling wave. His glint of joy in cunning as the farmer asks 20% too much, or a girl's forgetting to be suave, a tyro choosing stuffs, preferring mauve. And I give you the sea, and yet again the sea's tumultuous marble, with Thor's thunder o'ertaking his ease akimbo, lumbering torso, but fingertips a marvel of surgeon's accuracy. I would like to give you more, but I cannot hold this stuff within my hands, and the train goes on. I know that there are further syntheses to which, as you have perhaps, people at last attain, and find that they are rich and breathing gold. Evening, Beijing, and farewell to Mao's mausoleum through the glass, ablaze in the nerves of the square of heaven like everlasting Christmas. The bus forces us on, another station, another train, another city, another season. Advertising flickers in the waiting room. That night I dive like a child borne aloft by the train's engine, or like one born again in its mild motion, the shunt and click of the carriages over the sidings, the soporific tenderness of a language I do not recognise, and resurface at 9, an hour beyond breakfast time. The mine wheels, factories, fish farms and allotments battling for space between slack blackened tenements have receded now into the north. Here the sky is unfolding the blue cloth of itself on a new country, or on a country which never grew old to begin with. Spinach, pak choi, cabbage greens, lettuce, geese sunning themselves among shiny brown clouds of the lotus, and an echoless emptiness, a sense of perspective too wide and too high for the eye to take in. Two crows collide in a rice field, then are flung backwards out of their war as the train pushes on. We loiter like Oliver in the dining car. Brunch comes as simmering bowls of noodles under a film of oil, and we sit watching the landscape unfurl like a newsreel into history. By noon, foothills are banking to the south. By 2, we are approaching a network of tunnels blasted out of the Xi'an mountains. Blackness falls clean as a guillotine on the children in pairs by the trackside, and then again on the man and his son who will walk all afternoon into evening before they are home. We enter Sichuan without rupturing any visible line of division, though dinner at 5 is brimming with chilies, dried and diced and fried with the seeds inside, while the extraordinary Sichuan pepper balloons into flavour under our tongues. And all along, darkness is gathering itself in. I see a boy and a woman lit up by the flare of a crop fire, but can no longer believe in them. Windows have turned into mirrors the length of the train. Hours pass, and there is only my white face, strained in its hopelessness, my failure to catch the day in my hands like a fish, and have it always. The train descends from the soil terraces. Electricity switches the world back on. Town after coal-dusted town streams by in the rain, revealing its backdoor self, its backyard frown, until all converge in a day-glow glare at the end of the line, and we merge with our destination. We have been dropped to the bottom of somewhere, blurred and industrial, where the yellow of the Yangtze meets the green of its tributary, the city with a name like the din of a smithy, Chongqing. Lighthouse. My son's awake at 10, stretched out along his bunk beneath the ceiling, wired and watchful. The end of August. Already the high-flung daylight sky of our northern solstice dulls earlier and earlier to a clouded bowl. His Star of David lamp and plastic moon have turned the dusk to dark outside his room. Across the loch, where ferries venture blithely, and once a cruise ship, massive as a palace, inched its brilliant decks to open sea. A lighthouse starts its own night-long address in fractured signalling. It blinks and bats the swing ball of its beam, then stands to catch, then hurls it out again beyond its parallax. He counts each creamy loop inside his head, each well-black interval, and thinks it just for him. This gesture from a world that can't be entered. The two of them, partly curtained, partly seen, upheld in a sort of boy talk conversation no one else can hear. That private place, it answers, with birds and slatted windows. I've been there, round the corner. Round the corner was always the sea. Our childhood, tipping the sand from its shoes on return from holiday, knew that there was more where it came from, as there was more seaweed to pop and horizon to blink at. Later, our calf loves yearned for union in solitude somewhere round that corner, where Xenophon, crusted with parasangs, knew he was home, where Columbus feared he was not, and the Bible said there would be no more of it. Round that corner regardless, there will be always a realm undercutting its banks with repeated pittance of spray, the only anarchic democracy where we are all vicarious citizens, which we remember as we remember a person whose wrists are springs to spring a trap or rock a cradle, whom we remember when the sand falls out on the carpet, or the exiled shell complains, or a wind from round the corner carries the smell of rack or the taste of salt, or a wave touched to steel by the moon twists a gimlet in memory. Round the corner is, sooner or later, the sea.